What's up, Star Wars fans? Today I want to talk about how powerful Ahsoka Tano will be in the Ahsoka series. With Dave Filoni's latest interview in the Empire magazine, it certainly seems like the Rebel sequel, the one we see set up in the Star Wars epilogue, well, that's going to become the Ahsoka series. Remember, after all, Dave Filoni did confirm in an interview with Variety that the events with Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian Season 2 actually take place well before the Rebels epilogue, which means that scene between Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren in the Rebels epilogue takes place 9 years after the end of Star Wars Rebels. And certainly looking at that Rebels epilogue, Ahsoka Tano looks much different than she did in The Mandalorian Season 2. So are we as fans just looking into this difference a little too much, or does Ahsoka Tano go through some sort of transition between The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Ahsoka series? And I think the simple answer here is that there are actually quite a few similarities between the Ahsoka we see in the Rebels epilogue and in The Mandalorian Season 2. Yes, certainly the Ahsoka we see in the Rebels epilogue has a white cloak on, but under that white robe she does have very similar gray clothes as she is seen with in The Mandalorian. In fact, in the Rebels epilogue she has the exact same belt loop that she had in The Mandalorian Season 2, and that circular belt loop or belt buckle was also part of her Star Wars Rebels clothing as well. We also have to take into consideration that there is a considerable difference to what is happening in Ahsoka Tano's life during the Rebels epilogue versus the Ahsoka Tano we see in The Mandalorian Season 2. For example, the Ahsoka Tano that we see in The Mandalorian Season 2 is one that is preparing for battle and almost single-handedly besieging a city. And then the Ahsoka Tano that we see in the Rebels epilogue is simply meeting with an old friend and beginning a long journey. So certainly these two different situations are completely different circumstances, and it makes a lot of sense that Ahsoka would be dressed differently in each of these circumstances. But one thing that isn't really explained by these different circumstances is the staff that Ahsoka Tano is holding. In the Rebels epilogue, Ahsoka Tano is holding a staff with a circle at the top. At no other point in the history of the Ahsoka character have we seen her holding a staff like this one. So is this an indication that Ahsoka has transformed in some way from The Mandalorian Season 2 to this point of the Rebels epilogue? And I think it's exciting to think that the beginning of the Ahsoka series could actually document this transition. Maybe she comes to terms with the fact that her master turned to the dark side. Perhaps she uncovers a stash of Jedi artifacts that were being hidden by Emperor Palpatine. Or maybe there is no transition between The Mandalorian Season 2 and the Ahsoka series, and therefore in the Ahsoka series, Ahsoka Tano will be just as powerful as she was in The Mandalorian Season 2. But hey, Star Wars fans, that's my crazy speculation for today. Let me know in the comments what you think. Will Ahsoka Tano be even more powerful in the Ahsoka series? And as always, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.